Welcome back, everybody. Passage to Profit with Richard and Elizabeth Gerhardt, and our special guest tonight, Dave Null, who has just been a wealth of so many different types of information. So make sure you catch the show if you're just tuning in now.
He's really interesting to talk to. He's fun. You know?
I really, very, very large perspective. And so
a lot of great advice.
It's always good to get that. So for our next presenter, we have Ariel Crawford, and they're from the BioRomper company. And tell us about your product. We're very curious.
So BioRomper is a full body jumpsuit that provides style, comfort, and peace of mind for travelers. So it's made from a recycled fabric that's treated with a silver ion-based antimicrobial finish, which we can talk a little bit more about. But basically our goal with BioRomper is to plot a bold new course for the future of travel wear. We like to call it our super suit, and it's designed to blend fashion and function for people on the move, whether they're simply headed across town on public transit or rideshare, or hopping on an airplane. So the inspiration for BioRomper came back in the spring, summer of last year, when myself and two of our other co-founders saw images of hyper cautious travelers wearing full-blown hazmat suits at the airport to board airplanes during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. So these pictures kind of immediately sparked two lines of thinking. One, how could we create something more practical than a hazmat suit for concerned travelers, something that retains some of those functional benefits of kind of a coverall garment, while still being aesthetically appealing. And two, that initial spark of inspiration kind of ballooned into this larger realization that there's very little innovation in the travel wear space. Traveling is so often icky, uncomfortable. It requires a lot of exposure to people and shared surfaces. And for the most part, people typically just reach for crews and sweats and leggings, which check the comfort box, but, aren't really explicitly designed for the travel experience. So our goal from the jump has been to create, kind of a new travel essential, just like neck pillows or roller bags. Kind of the perfect slip-on garment for when you're on the move and want to feel comfortable, look stylish, and have some added peace of mind.
So can you describe what it looks like? You said it's a jumpsuit. Any other details?
Yeah, sure. Ariel, do you want to kind of describe the garment and maybe a little bit about the design process?
Sure, yeah. The guys from Loeb reached out to me in early pandemic to help design this product. I've been in the fashion space for a long time, specifically in sustainable fashion. And so the first thing that I thought when they came to me, and something that I had realized was becoming, sort of the second pandemic, is the single-use plastic space. And so, especially given that the pandemic, as far as we know, is a result of environmental destruction, to me, it seemed ludicrous to put something else out there that was made out of either virgin plastic or was going to be single-use. And so I set to work with really scrupulous detail in making something that was truly sustainable and protective. And so the garment is unisex. And so it really can span the space of, I really think it's attractive on anyone. And that was part of my design process, was what can look good during the pandemic, but also afterwards, because we don't want to feel, unsexy on top of being in a pandemic.
I'm assuming that it's black and it's one piece down to your ankles and your wrists and up to your neck, your throat. Is that right?
Correct. Full coverage. It includes a hood. It has elasticated edges at the wrists and at the ankles, a draw cord waist. It comes in black. And then we've just launched a new color called Aviator Green. Wow. So it's kind of hearkening to your grandfather's flight suit, but another tagline of ours is not your grandfather's flight suit, given that it's really modernized with this technology.
I love that. So Dave.
I think it looks amazing. I've been looking at it online as you were talking. How does it keep you warm? Because I'm always cold on airplanes. And I have been a bit of a germaphobe, although my wife would be laughing hard by hearing me say a bit. And that was even pre-pandemic. So how does it help me stay safe on an airplane, which I always assumed got me sick every single time I went on an airplane?
Yeah, totally. So I think there's a couple elements that help you have that added peace of mind. One, it's a coverall garment, so it's something that you can easily slip on over more comfortable clothes and kind of keep as your dedicated. I'm wearing this when I'm going to be exposed or have to sit on public surfaces and so on and so forth. So there's that physical barrier component. And then additionally, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's treated with what's called a silver ion antimicrobial agent. So silver ions are kind of a well-documented antimicrobial. They suppress the growth of bacteria, fungi, even some viruses that kind of come into contact with the textile. So all of our fabric is dipped in a bath at the mill where it's cut. That contains a silver ion treatment. It's skin safe. It's actually pretty environmentally and friendly. And through some testing that we've ran to kind of validate the efficacy of the treatment, we've proved that it can reduce, certain strains of staph and pneumonia up to 99.99% compared to a control sample where the same, pathogens were still, 50%. There were still 50% left on the garment after the same time period. So those two kinds of things in concert are what are meant to kind of appeal to the germaphobe who's looking at this thing.
And just to add a little bit about the user experience, it comes in a drawcord bag. So the idea is that after you're done flying, before you step into your home or wherever you're coming home from, you take off the garment, you put it in the bag, and you wash the whole thing together so you don't have any contamination into your home.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're on the way to the hotel room, either you step into the men's room and take it off, or when you get to the hotel room, it's the first thing you pop into the bag. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is there an age range? Like, I'm looking at your gorgeous models that are wearing the product. Is it marketed towards 25-year-olds, or is it really, are you thinking for anybody?
We weren't sure who our primary demo was going to be when we launched. I mean, we really sprinted to market. This was a concept last summer, a prototype late summer, early fall, and we launched in October 2020. So I mean, we were just really bullish about the whole idea, just getting it out there and just validating the demand. And it turns out that there kind of are two sort of power buyers. One is a younger demo that likes to travel, has some expendable income, that really misses getting back out there. And it, the sort of fashionable elements of it appeals to them. And then there are slightly older folks who I think are wearing it out of an abundance of caution right now and moving forward. So the age range is pretty wide. I mean, it goes from people who are like, 25 and living in, Brooklyn, to people all across the country who are in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, who, are buying them for, themselves and their partner because they have an upcoming trip that they're concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, I wish these had been available when our kids were young and could send them to school.
Yeah.
The germ factory.
Stop bringing all the germs home to us, right?
Well, I think it'd be really cool to see a whole family dressed up together with these. It'd be
I don't
fun.
know. I'm not sure that I like it. It's like awkward family photos where
That would be
everybody's
so
watching
fun.
to say,
Put on your flight suit.
We have been
No, we
thinking
should
about
check
kid
out
sizes,
the-
so keep it in mind.
You should check out their website. It has really some pretty cool photos. So I'm not sure whether I would put it like in the James Bond category or the Matrix category, but you're definitely taking a step into the future.
I think it's sci-fi meets fashion myself. Like, this
that's
is
a good
like,
way to say it.
it's the next step, right? It's like, so we used to say this on the show all the time. We love the future. We love looking at the products of the future. So like both the things that we've seen so far today are really products of like moving things forward, products of the future. So allowing you to get as drunk as you want, as fast as you want.
What a future that could be, right?
I love this. I love it. So I'm a germaphobe. I will buy this in a second when I get back to flying again, COVID or no. Well, I won't fly during COVID probably, but I would wear this on the plane because I want to be comfortable. And I do want some, like whenever we travel, I wash my clothes the minute I get home.
Yeah, but you would germaphobe everything. You germaphobe baggies, you germaphobe garbage can liners, you germaphobe me if you could.
Well, I think the silver's a brilliant touch. I mean, when you think about it, people used to eat with silverware. Why was that? It was because of the antimicrobial properties of silver, right?
Well-known antimicrobial. Being a geeky patent guy, we've run across a lot of inventions about different types of silver compounds killing bacteria, and it is one of the most effective. So, I mean, does the solution that you dump it in, does that add a lot of cost to the product then? Is that an expensive process? I mean, when you're talking silver, that's like a precious metal, right?
I don't believe so. No. Ariel, do you recall? I don't think that really was a significant per unit addition.
It's not really. When it comes to fabric manufacturing, technical finishes are pretty common, actually, like waterproofing or whatever. And so it's kind of just an add-on.
Great.
What does it feel like? What does the fabric feel like? Is it soft? Is it coarse?
It's quite drapey and smooth and silky. We really wanted something wrinkle resistant as well. So, you know, part of traveling is you don't want to, look like hell when you get off the plane. You want to
Well, any more than normal.
Well, you can change your clothes, but you can't change you, right? So,
So
It kind of feels a little bit like Lululemon or athleisure garments, where it has, it's a polyester spandex mix, just a little bit of spandex. So it has a little bit of 4-way stretch. It's pretty breathable, but it will also keep you warm. Quite honestly, it can be worn in any season. Ariel's brother was recently in Miami and was wearing it outside there. And I just, flew for the first time in 6 months from New York out west, and I wore it and was comfortable in the cold. So it can it doesn't really, it's not really tethered to any season, which is also a nice thing.
well, it sounds like a great product. One last question, Dave?
The only other thing I was going to say, and it's not really a question, but as you were doing the initial pitch, what was amazing is the first words you said, Evan, right out of your mouth, fascinated me. Like, you were talking about the science of it and the future of it. And immediately my brain was like, I sensed as a germaphobe, like, wait a second, this is interesting. And so I really enjoyed the beginning of that pitch, because people do, no matter what you're pitching, there's a natural desire for the future. The people just want to know. And, and then once you get to explain the product, I think, yes, COVID has or will tilt everyone towards at least a partial germaphobe. Not everyone, but a lot of people. And then flu season every year, like as soon as I get on a plane in the fall, or like when there's a chill in the air, I'm immediately like freaking out. So I am sure if I am not wearing this the next time I'm on a plane in like October, will immediately go, why didn't you get the suit?
Well, we love to hear that. No, totally. I mean, the kind of aha moment was when we realized, okay, on one end of the spectrum, I could put on leggings and a crew neck, or on the other end of the spectrum, I could put on a hazmat suit. That's a pretty big middle territory that hasn't been explored at all. How can we create something that sort of bridges those two, and pushes apparel forward in this space?
And what's cool is you're basically saying, put on the leggings and the turtleneck or whatever you need, but then put this over it, look fabulous, look like you're a spy from the future, and get on the plane and feel safer.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that comfort piece is really important nowadays. And knowing that you're protected from germs is a big step forward. So fantastic product. And where can our listeners find you?
At bioromper.com, and you should also follow our Instagram at BioRomper.
Great.
Okay, and we can buy them there, and you have all the sizes and everything.
That's correct. And like Ariel said, the green version is launching hopefully tomorrow on the website. So you can go ahead and check that out as well.
Awesome.
I like the green. I wore the green last week. That's my favorite.
Great. Well, Richard can have green. I'm going to take black. So
there you go.
I want the black.
Where it's beautiful.
You can have the green. You have green eyes. You look better in green.
We'll settle this fight later.
But in the meantime, you're listening to Passage to Profit on WOR 710 iHeartRadio with Richard and Elizabeth Gerhart. We'll be right back after this.